Hi, my name's Natalie, and I'm interviewing Kelsie Stunden. So, Kelsie, can you tell me what you are doing as your career today?
Sure. I'm a certified athletic therapist and a registered massage therapist, and I work at a private clinic in the West End of Hamilton called Phoenix Sports Medicine Experts.
How long have you been working in this field?
I have been a registered massage therapist for 3 years now and certified athletic therapist for 5.
Where did you go to school for both of those?
I did my bachelor's degree at Sheridan College, where I got the athletic therapy degree, and then I went back to school for my massage therapy at the Ontario College of Health and Technology.
Nice. Which one do you like more?
That's kind of a toss-up because it depends on what I'm doing that day.
Gotcha.
I usually blend the two together.
Why did you choose to get involved, in the health and wellness fitness field?
Growing up and all through high school, I was pretty competitive into soccer myself, and I've had my fair amount of injuries, so I wanted to learn a little bit more about the anatomy and how the body heals and how to get someone back to sport.
Cool. What type of advice would you give someone just finishing school to get into the field that you're in?
So my advice to you would probably be to utilize your placement throughout school as much as you can. They're a really, really valuable asset, and they help you meet people that you need to meet, and then they also give you valuable experience that will help you make a decision as to which direction you want to take your career.
Yeah. Is there anything that's behind the scenes at your work that people don't realize? Like for massage therapy, is it hard on your body? Do your hands hurt? That kind of thing?
There's a lot of self-maintenance involved, absolutely. So we do a lot of, we strengthen certain muscles that we know are weak based on what we do throughout our day. We do a lot of back strengthening, shoulder strengthening. We make sure that our hands and forearm muscles are loosened up as well.
When you first started, so 3 or 5 years ago, What did you experience that you did not consider before you began working?
I guess one of the things I didn't realize about the position is that it does take a fair amount of time and marketing for yourself to build a clientele when you first enter a new clinic.
Oh, do you have a good clientele now?
I do, indeed. I have a great clientele.
Good.
Yeah.
What are some daily tasks you do at the clinic on a daily basis?
So day to day, we do injury assessments and rehabilitation in the clinic. So depending on whether or not I'm looking at an injury or if it's a massage therapy client that is just looking to get muscle relaxation, it depends on who's coming in that day. But then we also do a lot of field contracts as well. So we go out into our community and we work with athletic associations around Hamilton, different hockey teams and different school board sports and whatnot. We provide the coverage and medical emergency on-field care.
Do you find that hard when someone has a serious injury and you're going into it with no idea what had happened?
It's definitely stressful. But when you go through the program, they teach you how to deal with the stress, and they teach you how to deal with any situation that could arise.
So when you first started, how did you approach a scene? Was there any difficult scene that you have experienced that was hard for you when you first started?
When you first start out as an athletic therapist in particular, because with the field stuff, you're working more as an athletic therapist than you are a massage therapist, you actually do it with someone, like a buddy system almost, so that you can kind of bounce ideas off of and you feel a little bit more comfortable approaching an emergency scene. And then once you get a little bit more comfortable with it and you know how to keep yourself calm, then you know how to keep an athlete calm as well.
Good. What qualifications did you need to receive your job you have? Any certifications, or it's just out of high school, post-secondary?
After my bachelor's degree in athletic therapy, I had to take the Canadian Athletic Therapy Certification exam.
Okay.
And then after taking the massage therapy degree, I had to take the registered massage therapy exam as well.
And did you need a specific mark to pass that, or was it just...
You do, yeah. You need, I believe it was a 70% to pass the registered massage therapy exam.
Okay, so 70 for both exams?
I believe that is the case, yeah. But there's different portions to each exam. There's a written exam that you definitely need to get a 70% on, and then there's also a practical exam, which is very... it does have an objective component to it, but it is subjective based on how the candidate does in the room and how they keep calm and how they assess the situation.
Can you explain what involves the practical exam, or is it just one scene where they go in?
Sure. The athletic therapy exam, there is 5 components to it. They do an emergency situation, a non-emergency situation, a decision whether or not they return to play, and then they also do 2 tape jobs. And I think they're in the process right now of changing the exam. I believe this coming June is when they either do an emergency or a non-emergency, and then the 2 tape jobs on top of that.
Oh, okay. Where do you recommend someone like myself to go to volunteer, just to get experience or anything like that?
There's a lot of really good places that you can go to volunteer. If you're looking for like a massage therapy type of volunteer, there's a lot of outreach programs that you can do around the community. Definitely talk to your teachers and your placement coordinators for the massage therapy program for that. Mm-hmm. The athletic therapy program, you can contact a lot of different athletic therapy or athletic associations. They usually already have athletic therapists working with them, but what you can do is ask to volunteer as a student.
So what is the most and least rewarding thing about your job?
The most rewarding thing is definitely when people are able to get back to their sport. Like, I just love seeing people, like, if they're injured, which is obviously really unfortunate, they come in, we treat them, we do what we can to kind of help them through their injury, and then when they are physically and mentally ready to go back to sport and they're more than happy about it, that's super, super rewarding. Definitely the frustrating thing is not every injury reacts the same way to the same treatment, so there are snags and bumps along the road that you kind of have to deal with. But when you have good relationships with your athletes and your coaches, then you work as a team and you get them back as soon as you can.
Who do you work with as your athletic team? Like, in the clinic, is there a physiotherapist? Is there a doctor?
Oh, actually, at Phoenix Sports Med, we have a really good team. We have 2 certified athletic therapists, 2 registered massage therapists, an osteopath, a registered physiotherapist, and a sports medicine physician.
Oh, okay. Do you think that there's a potential growth in the field?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Do you think trends or demographics decide that?
Go ahead. There's definitely busier seasons throughout the year. Summer tends to be a super busy season for your football sports, your rugby sports, soccer, that kind of thing. Winter tends to get a little bit busier with your basketball, volleyball, hockey. I wouldn't really say it fluctuates based on professional sports that are going on in the season, but which sport is played definitely depends on what season it is.
Okay, last question. What is your most clientele? Like, which sport do you deal with?
Okay, good question. We see a lot of acute type of injuries with the more contact sports. So we see a lot of like the football, hockey, rugby. We see fair amount of acute injuries. Your volleyball, basketball, we see a lot of ankles, a lot of shins, hand, fingers, that kind of thing. And then we see a lot of chronic type injuries with the overuse type sports. A lot of chronic injuries with volleyball, a lot of chronic knees with basketball and any sort of jumping sport, volleyball as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank you for giving your time and hopefully to network with you in the future.
Absolutely, I look forward to it.